Hey everybody, welcome to me, DeoGenZ, and welcome to this Pokemon Black walkthrough. I'm going to be really fast like the video footage. I'm kidding. Hey everybody, I'm DeoGenZ, and yes, the video footage will be fast for this entire episode, but I will be talking normally, so no worries there. Consider this to be one of two rambling videos of bonus training footage, I guess, because we're on the verge of the Elite Four. However, our Pokemon are a bit underleveled. It was unfortunate, but upon testing off-camera how I would fare against the Elite Four, it was not well. Not well at all. Not having fully evolved Pokemon, it really does make a difference. And often I could get by on maybe an underleveled but fully evolved starter Pokemon in the past, whereas now I really can't do anything with Duat until I raise his, along with my other team members, levels. So within this video and another one, because that's how long this training took, I mean, you guys are seeing it super sped up, of course, but it took a couple of hours to do this. This was all legit. So since I'm too legit to quit, I figured I'd record it and put it on here to show you guys what my expert training strategy was to get high levels for the Elite Four, because I know it's inevitably going to be a question. So, this is what I did. This is what I've been doing. It's what I did in my last walkthrough, the white walkthrough, and it's what I'm doing here now in black. I'm in the Sports Dome centers, the two of them. There are two Sports Domes. One is larger than the other. It's irrelevant because the trainer's inside. The EXP, that's all that counts. But how do I keep going into them, one after another, re-heal my Pokemon like it's no big deal, without having to wait a whole day for a shift? Well, you see guys, I am waiting a whole day. In DS terms, I'm changing the internal clock every time you see me enter into these buildings. And often you can tell that I check the cut to make sure it changed dates by going into one of the side route buildings that has one of those television screens that tells you, look, you're going onto this route and you just went through that city. It is sunny on this route, rainy in that city, but it's this day. Often when I go in those buildings, you can know I'm checking to make sure that the DS time changing worked. And happily to my surprise, it does, guys. This plus Lucky Egg is what I'm using to get so much experience points before the Elite Four. And truly, this is the best method that I can think of. Even for Pokemon who are a bit underleveled, you could do for the first bit of their training EXP share instead of Lucky Egg onto that Pokemon. You can also do the have lead and switch tactics, which you lead with the weaker leveled Pokemon that you're looking to raise up a bit more. And then you switch it out so it shares experience points with whatever can actually take out your opponent. So you have that option. But this is brilliant. I decided to go back in time at first. And at a certain point, I don't know what it was, certain point I went too far back or something, and it wouldn't let me battle any of the trainers anymore. So I said, fine, let's go forward in time. And consequently, when I put the DS time clock back in place onto what the actual date is, I suppose that I will not be able to reverse the Sports Dome, but it's no big thing to me because I got the EXP training, and by that time, I'll have all new routes to face. See, that's one of the most difficult things that people find in Pokemon games is a lack of experience training, and sometimes it's easier to train for it in other games than ones in the past, like Heart Gold. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if you wanted to rematch trainers, you had to rely on a specific day at a time, whether it's morning, noon, or night, and find that trainer just to get experience, or even worse, if you're trying to EV train and have specific Pokemon to get faster EV points. I won't go into that in this episode, but in Black and White, they make EXP training and spamming so much easier. I tried your suggestion, people in the comments, you suggesting me to go on to Route 10 and try Audino spamming. However, I found myself just walking around aimlessly for most of the time, waiting for grass patches to become shaky, And when I did catch an Ondino, or, not catch, but find one, and I had Lucky Egg attached and everything, sure, I might get a level boost, but considering all the time I wasted running around, I could have been getting both not only experience points, but varied EV points here, because while I'm not EV training, the fact of the matter is, guys, and this is the fact of your matter too, if you're training like this, is every time you defeat a wild Pokemon or an opponent's Pokemon, you're going to get an EV value. You're going to get EV points for it until your EV spread is entirely full. So for defeating these Darmanitons, I get EV points for it. Of course, if I die, I get no points for it, but you get the gist. And so it not only gives me experience points for my whole team, because whoever's leading has Lucky Egg. That's what you can assume on the entire session of this recording and next. That's what's going down. But I find this to be such a more direct route of getting experience points you need. And guess what, guys? Even after the league is over, and you think, oh, well, now I'm on my post-league adventures, but holy crap, some of the trainers I encounter are hella hard. I'm going to need some more training, but where do I go? Right back to Nimbasa City Sports Dome. That's right. Just change the calendar about on your DS. It's going to be, it's going to be maybe a bit annoying if you're trying to keep your city or forest, but this strategy assumes that you don't care for your White Forest or Black City, and I'm assuming that here because, one, this is on an emulator, it's irrelevant, and two, even if it was on my DS, it's barely functional because Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, for some reason, decided to exclude Wi-Fi features. And I've went into exorbitant detail about how disdainful I am towards that. And you can find videos of my Black City rant. Just type that in my uploads and you'll find it. But, so, if you don't care about messing with the clock and changing events like that, then this is a great solution. This really doesn't mess anything up. You're not having to deal with any sort of PAL Park transfer issues. Trying to think. No opponents don't show up because you're messing with the clock. This is really one of the most foolproof, fail-safe, cheating, non-cheating methods of getting experience points, because you think about it, I am experience spamming / grinding here, but I'm only grinding here because I have an under-evolved team, and I'm trying to work with a different strategy. So it'll be fun to see how this league tournament goes with this team. I've got some preliminary tactics on my mind that I want to test out. Some things involving Yawn, some cool switching tactics, but, it's not going to work if I can be one-hit KO'd by anything that has even one stat-boosting move. And trust me, guys, when we get to the Elite Four, they will boost their moves. I've said this through the entirety of this walkthrough, but I do feel that Black and White really makes you think more strategically in the way that you're going to have to use supporter moves. You're going to have to use moves that raise the stats of you and maybe even diminish that of your opponent, because it does play a large role. You have opponent AI taking advantage of it. I've noticed that even though Team Plasma Grunts are Team Plasma Grunts, they try working you over with their Watchhogs, with Hypnosis and Hyperfang sometimes, and that's a good strategy, for AI, at least. Yes, it would be very, very interesting to see what are the brains, the coding of Pokemon, what truly makes these trainers attack the way they do. And to what tweaking could we do to change it up a little bit more? I'm not sure what the difficulty is ranked at, because keep in mind, guys, this is the main walkthrough. And being the main walkthrough, they can't make it too difficult. Otherwise, people would just put the game down. So, and speaking of putting the game down, while we're zooming through and training up, I can talk about other things because I don't need to focus on what's going on in Super Speed Land. But what is going to happen to this Black walkthrough? In a previous episode, I prompted you guys, what should I do? Should I end it after the Elite Four? Just let the credits roll and let that be that? or go on some post-league adventures similar to how I did in my White walkthrough in the Japanese version of Pokemon White. And I have made my decision. I'm going to decide for now to end the Black series. I'm going to end Pokemon Black walkthrough, and you may see it again. However, you will not see it in any public format, I'll tell you that. It's going to be somewhat exclusive, and it's going to be on my site, what'sinsidemyhead.com. That's what's with a Z for DeoGenZ. But description will have the link. And I'll be posting episodes exclusively to that site, trying to encourage people to go out there, check out what's going on, follow Twitter, check out the blog. There's so many cool things. There's actually a hidden link there on the homepage. Let's see if anyone can find it. Post in the comments if you do and you know what it is. It is pretty epic, and it's not a link that's apparent. But anyway, big things for that website. So I'm going to keep the post-league adventures an exclusive What's Inside My Head Let's Play. So expect that in the future. But for now, on this channel, mainly, it's going to be ended. So it's going to have its traditional ending at the credits, and we're going to say our fond farewells, and I hope to meet you in another walkthroughs, so on and so forth. Because I do. I want to work on Crystal, want to work on the borders, also have Prism up in the queue, and it would be nice to actually complete some Pokemon games. And also, what majorly drove this decision I was about to say, what also Lee, because that's such good grammar, but a big determinant in this is the fact that I already did it. You know, I already went through this in the White walkthrough, and I'm kind of done with monotony. I really am. After the Pokemon Rumble Let's Play that was ending up to be something of like 40 episodes. I mean, something ridiculous. I didn't think that game would be so extensively long. It just had so much content, and it wasn't even good content. That was the problem. So now that that's done and over, you know, it's made room for things like No More Heroes, Pokemon Prism, soon Terraria. That's another thing that's coming onto this channel. So really, ending this Black walkthrough is all in the interest of getting new content and interesting things to watch, and having some fun cliffhangers for the future. Wait till you see how we end this, guys. It's going to be grand. But there will be sort of like the spin-off series that only the hardcore fans of DeoGenZ will only be able to see at what'sinsidemyhead.com. What's with a Z. And that's what I'm saying, guys. So, it's awesome. And if you guys just want to check it out before that walkthrough goes up there, I highly recommend it. It's where I host my live casts now, so you can log on to the chat there. Not worry about getting mixed in between Justin TV and Twitch TV's chat, because they seem to have something to work out there, but who knows? We'll let them do what they do. Anyway, host my live cast there. Also have the blog there, which I post the entire live casts, full episodes of. So no longer do you have to navigate through my hectic YouTube menu system and then have to find a video way long down the line and say, oh, what month was this episode in of PokeChat? It's too hectic to remember. I'm just not going to watch it. You could just go to the blog, scroll till you find it, and there's PokeChat. But also, something interesting for the Pokemon fans who, especially just watching this training video, may want more information on, and that is EV training. I actually will be posting especially some of my past EV trained Pokemon. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back in the episodes to find out which was which, but I do have the notes that I wrote down from the spreadsheets of Pokemon stats that I set together for the live casts. So what I'll do, and what I've already done with Electros, our first featured Pokemon of the week on what'sinsidemyhead.com blog, is, I give a suggestion for moveset, EV spread, all that kind of good stuff. And it lets you know my training strategy plus a good combination that you guys could possibly use in the metagame or just in your main story. And if you take the time to EV train a Pokemon for the main game, trust me guys, you'll have a lot easier time with the story overall. So we're coming up on the time limit here, guys. I'll see you in the next training video. I'm DeoGenZ, and I'll catch you next time.